everyone, welcome to a new segment that we're doing today for the very first time, and we are looking at insane watch collections from around the world. And I really wanted to bring this guy on first because I know a little bit about his watch collection. We've never met in person, but I do know he posts on our forums and things, and he showed me some insane watches, and I went, well, when I first do this, I've got to get this guy on. So welcome, thanks for joining us. Could you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from?
Well, thank you. Well, greetings from the Netherlands. My name is Bill van Kamen. Originally, I was born in Canada and from Dutch immigrants, and moved to the Netherlands in '86. So I've been around here, so I'm bilingual. I can switch over to Dutch and say, hoe gaat het met jou? And you have no idea what I'll be saying.
That's awesome.
Married, 5 children, 5 grandchildren, work as a nurse. And I started collecting when I was around 14. Could buy my first watch, and that was I think it was a Fossil big tick watch with the analog front and the digital background. And I was really proud I could buy that. Well, then it went on and it started off, and
it's fantastic. And I can see a lot of them behind you there. So tell us about your collection. How many watches do you have, Bill? And I know you've got them from all over the world. Tell us a little bit about your collection, please.
Well, I had a choice on my way, and I was like, what do I do? I'm in a forum and they're all going like, hey, you got almost 400 watches. I can wear every day a different watch. They all work. I make sure they do. And they also get winded. I have a lot of children, so they can help me with that. And you can choose for a high quality watch. And if I would look back at my collection, I think I could buy an Omega and maybe one Rolex. Yeah. I would have 2 watches then. Great, and I think like people should buy one if you can, and they're the best quality that they are. They should, and they deserve it. Yeah. I made other choices. I cannot buy such an expensive watch in one buy, but I also don't want to. It's like with my clothes or with my furniture. I don't want to sit on the same couch 4 years, even though the quality is super Chesterfield, whatever. I want to change it, and that's with my shirts, and that's with my underwear. I want different kind of colors, techniques, whatever. So I have divers, I have Chinese watches, I have Russian watches, I have American watches. I even have Mumbai special watches come along without knowing it. It's not just one brand. I tend to buy a lot of Russian watches, and that's, I think, because they're very affordable, but they're also pretty easy to service.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt, can I just say though, you haven't bought one, and because I know, because we've spoken on forums before, you haven't bought one since the war in Ukraine happened, but you have bought them, and there's no reason you should get rid of them now. Is that correct?
Almost. Well, what I've done, I have bought some Russian watches, but I have bought them through Ukraine dealers.
Oh, okay.
On purpose. Kind of. Yeah, just a little thing. So that's all. Well, it's not political, but it's just human. I want to help them out financially. I want people to eat. So that's the only reason why I buy them there.
And that's a really that's a really good point, mate, because like I say, there are lots of people who are probably on, watching this now going, look, I've got Russian watches and I keep them to myself, or I'm quiet, but they could well have been made in Ukraine, and they could be helping people over there and stuff as well. So it's not necessarily you have to hide them away or not do anything or not get them serviced, because you might be sending someone who's actually, living it over in Ukraine.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I even have one situation which is kind of funny. I had a Russian dealer. He would send me watches even without asking me, because he knew my taste. And then the war started, and I was not able to pay him anymore because there was no payment way. And then he sent me a message privately, and he said, listen, can you send the money for the watches that I've sent you to my brother in the Ukraine?
Wow. Fantastic.
Because he could not get money either.
So look, we're going to put up some of your watches up here on the screen. And you said how many watches do you have exactly?
Around 400, and I also counted the alarm clocks and the pocket watches and everything. So I'm it could be 400, could be 390. I have no idea.
Wow. Well, the next two questions are going to be extremely hard, and we're going to ask all guests who come on this. And I know it's like picking your favorite child. First of all, which watch in the collection has the most interesting backstory?
Well,
and do you have it there?
Yeah, there's one watch. It's from the brand Ugly. There's something called Veterans Day in the States, and I don't live there, and they were doing a giveaway. So I just kind of I just tried, and I said, like, listen, I like the watch a lot, and I guess I won't be able to get one because I was not a veteran in the American Army. And then he said, well, what's the situation then? So I was in the Dutch Army as a draftee, and I was in Turkey at the time, and in the first Gulf War, and as with the MASH unit, like a hospital. And we've been helping Iraqi people and a lot of Kurdish people, thousands. So I was kind of there as a veteran because I've been there for 6 months, and I saw a lot of stuff going on. And then they said, well, why not actually? It was a little bit different than they expected. And then he said, well, we're going to send you one, even all the way to Europe. So I was really surprised. I was very, very surprised.
That's awesome. And what is the model?
Oh, it's a blue a mother of pearl version.
Yeah.
I can show it like this.
Okay, I'll put the photo up here as well so you can see that. But and that watch, I guess, is very special to you, obviously. Yeah,
because that was a big surprise for me.
Yeah, and is that the Ugly Watch Co? You said it was made by?
Yeah, it's called Ugly. The brand name is called Ugly.
And my last question, and everyone and I'm going to narrow you down at the end because I know everyone's going to really struggle with this. Out of all your collection, which watch are you grabbing during the zombie apocalypse and why? You can pick one.
There's a difference between the emotional worth and the collecting part. Like,
all right, so I know you have two, so tell us the two, and then you're going to pick one, or I'm going to get people to vote in the comment which one should Bill take with him during the zombie apocalypse.
Okay, well, for Father's Day, I got a watch from my kids, and they saved it from their pocket money. And it's a Pulsar solar watch. It's scratched, it's bumped, it's everything. I even used it for the kids to learn diving in the water. I would just throw it in the water, and they would pick it up from the bottom.
Was that the watch or the kids?
No, well, also.
Both.
Yeah. But for me, that's an important watch. And another watch I got is from someone where actually I was part of a project which started with a Vostok watch, and it would be a $250 project, and it would be made by Vostok. And it was a Norwegian designer, Ole Doka, his name was. And halfway the project, it stopped. Because Vostok was making very bad quality parts, and halfway he pulled the plug because he said, I cannot stand behind that. A lot of people just stopped the project, they left it. It would be a limited edition. And then he asked people, like, what do you want? Do you want me to go on or not? And I said, yeah. It turned out to be a $1,000 watch now.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And US dollars. And but it was beautiful. It's made by a Norwegian company with Swiss under the hood, Swiss movement. But it cost me a lot more. And it's a space-oriented watch. I have something with space, and it's a beautiful watch. The glow in the dark is beautiful. The lume. And so that's like, I really had to save for that watch. And I also had to sleep on the couch for a week because I bought it. My wife wasn't really happy with me. I did not ask permission.
Something a lot of us can actually empathize with, mate. Especially my mate Dino. Good on you. Yeah. So now we're down to one. Which one?
Yeah, the kids' watch. I would have to say that.
Yeah, the sentimental value. Yeah. All right, well, fantastic. As I say, thank you so much for sharing. We'll put this out there for everybody. Thank you for being the first person to do this, and a fascinating collection. Hopefully, as I say, you've seen on the pictures here and on the videos. Absolutely fantastic. Bill, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's early morning there in the Netherlands. It's evening here in Sydney, but thank you so much, and you have a great day, mate. Okay, well, thanks for inviting me, and I hope you enjoy the watches. Thank you so much. Until the next time. Okay.